Today is a great day because I just helped one of our clients, Afrina, hit her first £68,000 profit month through her consulting business. And in this video, I'm going to be exposing how. I'm going to be exposing the key things that actually allowed her to hit this £68,000 profit month. Now, before we get into all of that, let me give you a quick introduction to who I am in case we don't know each other, you haven't seen me before, whatever. My name is Shai. I'm the founder of Monopoly Edge, which is a growth partner firm where we actually work closely with coaches and consultants, helping them dominate their market. Now, we do this in a range of ways, from consulting you on building something that is great, something that is high value, something that is high ticket that you can bring to the marketplace, or if you already have something, helping you make it better, all the way to actually implementing and managing systems into your business for you to actually get you, for example, sales calls being booked without you needing to be involved in that process, and also without you needing to rely on the algorithm to push your content and get people to message you and start working with you. I've actually been working with Afrina for a while now. She reached out because she'd been trying to build business after business after business, but to her dismay, nothing seemed to really be working. She had the greatness inside her, but it wasn't manifested in the physical world yet. Like, the money wasn't really coming in yet. When we first started working together, she was making less than 2k a month. I think maybe even less than 1k a month, but some kind of range within that space. So she was making a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there, but she knew that she wanted more. She knew that she wanted to make bigger numbers. She'd always had this dream, this aspiration of being able to make more than 10k per month, more than 20k per month, more than 50k per month. And she understood that in order to get there, she was going to need some kind of help. Now, let me share with you two of the most important things that helped Afrina to actually hit her first month of over £60,000 in profit. And by the way, again, I'm saying profit because I'm talking profit. I'm not talking revenue and I'm not talking dollars. Now, the first key point is she focused on building a high value, high ticket offer. And value is the key word there. A lot of people are talking about high ticket, sell things for higher price or whatever, but they're not really thinking about it in the right way. And I'm going to speak today about how you can actually think about it correctly. And some people think they have something high value, but when they really think about it and really look into it on a detailed level, it's not as valuable as they think, which is why they're not able to charge as much as they want, or which is why when they do try to charge the amount that they want, people are like, maybe not, I don't want that. Now, initially, Afrina was selling a range of different low ticket offers, from LinkedIn lead generation to even photography. Now, I'm not saying you can't have a high ticket photography offer or you can't have a high ticket LinkedIn lead generation offer or whatever it is, but what I am saying is that in order for Afrina to hit that first £68,000 per month, she had to focus on making her offer better. Now, as I said, it's about making your offer better, not just about saying, oh, I want to charge higher price because I want to make £68,000 per month. No, you get paid in proportion to the value that you're adding to the marketplace. So that means that if you're not getting paid that much right now, it means that you're not adding that much value to the marketplace for the most part. Of course, there are some exceptions where maybe people have been taken advantage of and they're just being underpaid. However, in general, especially from a business perspective, that is an empowering belief to have. I'm going to get paid based on the amount of value that I'm adding. So the more value you can create within your offer, the more time and energy, not necessarily the more time. It's not always about just putting endless amounts of time just into crafting your offer, but you do need to put a good amount of time, a good amount of energy into building something that is really worth buying. Because once you do that, once you build something that is of such high value, your prices will naturally go up. So you're focusing on the value and the prices are secondary, because the price goes up to match the level of value that you're bringing. Now, when Afrina first started working with us, she was charging $100, pounds. She's in the UK, so £100 or so, £150, £200, £50, like that kind of range for her offers. Fast forward to today, she now has offers where she's charging 10k plus on a month-to-month basis. That's not even just 10k one time, right? That's 10k on a month-to-month basis, because she built something that was valuable enough to be priced at, and then all she had to do after was understand how to find people who would actually be the right fit for that price point and for that value, who actually have a problem that they perceive as valuable enough, people that had a problem at that scale that they know is worth investing 10k plus per month into solving. Now, if you watch to the end of this video, I will actually show you exactly how you can build a high ticket, high value offer for yourself. In fact, I actually have a whole framework that I'm going to show you, but for now, I just quickly want to go into the next point, which is about focus. In the early days, Afrina was focusing on a lot of different things. She had her eggs in different baskets, as they may say. And one thing I kept saying to her is, hey, look, we need to focus on the offer that is actually going to make the most sense for you. We don't want to just be doing this and this and this and this. We want to focus on that one thing, get that thing properly off the ground. And then, because I know you love to do all these different things, then add those things later. Now, I say the same thing to you, regardless of how amazing you are, how skilled you are, how good you are at managing your time. If you're focusing on building so many different things at the same time, or maybe you're just focusing on utilizing so many strategies for this one thing, so many different strategies for your business or whatever it is, it's probably not going to go as well as you think, right? And maybe it does go pretty well, but it would be so much better if you was to just narrow your focus on the thing that actually mattered. Sometimes you have to temporarily take a little bit of a step back from maybe some of these other things you want to do, some of these other business that you want to build in the future, but the timing just isn't right for them yet. You want to put that focused energy on the right thing and really study that game and really work with the right people who can actually take it to the next level for you. And that's how you're going to win. And again, this doesn't mean you can't pursue other things in the future, but let's say you're a coach or consultant, focus on doing that coaching and consulting. Obviously, maybe you have a full-time job or a part-time job. That's a different thing. But I'm speaking about, don't be that person that's just being that serial entrepreneur where you're just trying multiple things at the same time. You can be a serial entrepreneur long-term and start adding more things to your portfolio, sure, but get this one off the ground first. Let me go ahead and dive into the Mac and show you exactly how to build out your own offer for your own coaching or consulting business. Now, as you can see, there is a lot that we take people through. So this is just like one phase. There's actually a whole nother phase as well that we take people through when we go over building and crafting your offer, because a lot of people think that crafting an amazing offer is just about following Hormozi's framework of the value equation. That is one aspect, but it's really not everything, right? We cover that in one of these modules, but like we go into so much more detail, but I'm going to give you some free source today anyway. Obviously with our clients, we give them access to a lot of these trainings, and then we also hop on calls with them one-to-one to actually help them build out their offer as well. But let me go ahead and show you something that can actually change the game for you. So this is essentially an overview on some key things that you can focus on to build a high value offer. The first thing that you want to do to build a high value, high ticket offer is you want to make sure you get super clear on your target audience. Now, when I say get clear on your target audience, you might be thinking, oh, I know my target audience, but you can go so much deeper than you really think. You might think, oh, I'm a fitness coach, right? I help people lose weight. But whose people? Oh, I help women lose weight. But what types of women? Do you help a specific age range? Do you specifically help mothers, for example? Because although you might say, but it's the same, it's just calories in, calories out, or it's just this, and it works for everyone. Look, the more narrowed in you can be on your target audience, the deeper and the better you're going to understand what your target audience really needs. Because there's going to be some things that someone who is looking to lose weight after going through a pregnancy and maybe gaining weight through that process, there's going to be differences between what they're going to want and between what they desire and between what messages are going to click with them than, for example, someone else who is a woman but wants to lose weight so that she can fit into her wedding dress. It's going to be a different type of thing. So the clearer you can get on your target audience, the better. Now, another example, let's say you are a dropshipping coach. If you are a dropshipping coach who just helps people make money, that's not as powerful as being a dropshipping coach who helps middle-aged men stuck in a rat race leave their jobs and spend more time with their families. Hopefully you can see that. So the more in depth you can go with your target audience, the better. Now, what you want to do is you want to establish what these people really want. You don't just want to think, oh, look, I've got this skill, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, so I'm going to charge people based on that. I'm going to hope that people want to buy because I'm good at mindset coaching. I'm going to hope that people want that. No, you want to understand, what does your audience really want? You might be good at helping people build their relationships, but on a more detailed level, on a more intricate level, because you understand exactly who your target audience is. What are the things that these people really want, and how can you create something that can actually help them get that? Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to identify what they've tried so far to get there. Have they tried certain programs? Have they tried certain strategies? And as you identify these things, then you want to go ahead and analyze the flaws in those methods and programs. So, for example, what are some of the things that people who have gone into that program or people who have tried that method are complaining about? What are some of the things that didn't actually work for them? This is going to be important to know, because then you can now go ahead and create something that helps your target audience get to the desired outcome without the flaws of these other things that they've tried, or maybe they haven't even tried it yet. Maybe they've just heard of it and it's a popular thing in the space. You're going to be able to show them, hey, I can show you how to get this result without necessarily going through all of that. It's not just about having that offer, because if you have a solid offer, you can create the most amazing thing. Imagine I have a room full of $100 million. Let's say, I don't know how big that room would have to be, I wonder. Let me know in the comments, how big would that room have to be for $100 million just to be there in notes? But let's say I've got this room. I've got it right here. It's next door. I can have that room. And let's say I want to sell it. Let's say I don't know why, but just for example's sake, let's say I'm selling this 100 million for $50,000. And it's a real money, but I've just lost the plot, right? I'm just going crazy. Like, I just want to take a big loss. That is obviously an offer that it's a no-brainer, right? It makes sense. However, if no one knows about it, it's just going to stay in the room. No one's going to want to buy it. And on top of that, if the wrong people know about it, that's the other thing. Let's say I get people that I tell about the room, but they only have $200. They only have $500. They only have $1,000 that they could allocate to buy in that room of 100 million. They're not going to really be the right people. Sure, they can maybe try and get the money, but what I'm saying is that I want to be able to make sure that I have a way of getting the right people to know about the right thing being my offer, the right people being people who are qualified, people who have the problem that you solve, and people that have the capital to be able to solve it. Now, that is actually also something that we help our clients do as well, just helping them actually find the right people and talk to them and all that type of stuff. But anyways, once you've done all this stuff, you've got a HVHT offer, high value, high ticket offer. That's what I like to call it, because it's super important. And look, now that you've built something of real, perceived and actual, so it's not just you've built the perception of a valuable offer, but you've built a valuable offer in the back end. This is super important. This is where we actually spend quite a lot of time with our clients building the back end where necessary. It's not always necessary, but where necessary, building the back end of the offer so that the actual value is immaculate. That's how you start to get more referrals, and that's how you just start to feel good about yourself and what you're promoting, because you know that you have something amazing. But once you have done that, you can now raise your prices to match that value. Now, rather than needing, for example, 50 clients to make 10 to 20K per month, you only need 1 to 5, and you'll get those 1 to 5 people much better results. Then it's just about getting a bunch of attention to your new offer, which obviously is what's going to lead to these conversions. Now, what I would say is, if you're at a position right now where you're struggling to get clients, you're struggling to build something that's valuable, or maybe you feel like you do have something valuable, but it just needs a bit of work, feel free to book in a free mastermind call with me with the link below. On this mastermind call, it's not a sales call. Like, literally, there's nothing for you to actually be able to buy, because the way that I operate is I want to see if you would even be a good fit to work with me. But on this call, it's not just going to be a discovery call either. It's not just going to be a thing where I'm just going to learn more about you and I'm not going to give you anything. I'm going to offer you free advice, free information in exchange for me understanding more about your business, me understanding more about your situation, so that I can see if it's worth me saying, hey, let's go ahead and book another call, because I think that our offer can actually help you. But what will happen on this free call is it will be a mastermind between yourself and myself, where we can understand, based on your situation, how we can make your offer better if necessary. Or if, for example, your main problem is actually just getting more attention to the offer, then I can give you some tips on that as well. Go ahead and book that down below. Besides that, go ahead and make sure you're subscribed for more source. You already know this was a banger video, right? If you want more banger videos like this, then subscribe, and let me know what you're thinking about the new setup for my people who've been subscribed. Let me know what you guys are thinking. But with that being said, I'll catch you soon. Again, my name is Shai, founder of Monopoly Edge, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.